Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Finger Wag Sports Talk. I'm your host, Matthew Wagner. Let's get right into today's conversation. So, on this episode of Finger Wag Sports Talk, I want to talk about some news going around the NBA league, and then I want to get into the top 10 players of all time in the NBA. So, to start off with some news going around the league, let's talk about the top teams in the NBA right now in each conference, the Western and Eastern. The Jazz and the 76ers are doing pretty good this season, but the question is, will it stop or will they continue to rise? Last year, these two respected teams were part of rise and fall teams, so that's why it comes into question whether they will be living up to the potential of the whole entire season or not. Now, I'm not trying to say that these two teams are bad. They are great and they will make a deep playoff run, but I think their luck will run out in the playoffs and they will end up losing. So, in other news going around the league, Anthony Davis is injured, and this hurts the Lakers a lot. He is out 2 to 3 weeks with a calf strain, so now the question is, how are the Lakers going to show up with LeBron James and company, minus Anthony Davis? I think the Lakers will be fine without Anthony Davis, but they will miss his presence on the court, putting up stats that he puts on every night. But ultimately, I think that people will step up to help get this team to win while he's absent. So moving on to other news in the NBA, I want to talk about Blake Griffin and his situation. The Detroit Pistons decided to sit him on the bench for now until they find some sort of trading value for him to make the team better. But the thing is, ever since Blake Griffin got injured, really, he hasn't been the same. There's not much trade value for him to go around in the NBA. But best of luck to the Detroit Pistons and trying to get the best value out of Blake and the NBA. So in other news going around the league, the San Antonio Spurs got 5 games postponed due to, I think, 4 players tested positive for coronavirus and also contact tracing with the Charlotte Hornets. So I think they are missing some games too. So our thoughts go out to both of those teams and hope that all is well. So in other news going around the league, I want to talk about Bradley Beal and the Washington Wizards. Basically, he is a very good player. He is leading the league in points per game with 33, but the team is not showing up behind him. They are 8-17 right now. They have players like the great Russell Westbrook and a very good center, Thomas Bryant, but they just can't get it together right now, and the whole league is wondering if they'll kick it into gear or not. I think with performances from Bradley Beal, the way he's playing right now, they should be top 4 in the East, but they're not. So there is doubt in the franchise and question about Bradley Beal's future with the Washington Wizards. So in final news going around the league, I want to talk about the favorites to win the Most Valuable Player award. When the NBA season tipped off, Luka Doncic was the favorite to win, and also Giannis and LeBron James. But out of those 3 players, only one of them is within the top 4 really. Kevin Durant is the 4th favorite. Nikola Jokic is the 3rd favorite. And the second favorite is Joel Embiid from the 76ers. And the number one favorite to win MVP is the great LeBron James. And I'm not saying that Luka Doncic and Giannis is doing bad this year. They're doing great, and I think they'll climb into the rankings. But LeBron is well deserved to be most valuable player this year, in my opinion. So, finally, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to start our topic for today. Today, I will be naming my top 10 NBA players of all time. So, coming in at number 10, I'm giving it to Hakeem Olajuwon. He averaged about 22 points per game in his career, which is outstanding. He is a two-time NBA champion, and he won the Finals MVP for both of those. He has won regular season MVP award. He's a 12-time All-Star, and he is a two-time Defensive Player of the Year. Olajuwon is a player that's like Wilt Chamberlain or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and they're just so tall and so lengthy, and they're just anywhere and everywhere on the court to do what they need to do, play their role. And Hakeem Olajuwon is arguably the best center in NBA history, and yes, over Shaquille O'Neal. And for the 1994 NBA championship, it was the Rockets versus the Knicks. So Olajuwon went up against the great Patrick Ewing. And the best player besides Hakeem on the Rockets was probably Kenny Smith. So for him to not really have a team and win the NBA championship is absolutely incredible. And he did win his championships during that short time that Michael Jordan retired. Even if Michael was there, they were the favorites to win. So that was number 10. Moving on to number 9 on my list. Number 9 is Kobe Bryant. Yes, Kobe Bean Bryant, or the Black Mamba. He had an outstanding 25 points per game in his entire career. Kobe is an 18-time All-Star, a 5-time NBA champion, and he won 2 Finals MVP, a 4-time All-Star MVP. He won the 1996-97 Rookie of the Year, and he has won 2 Olympic gold medals. Kobe was just such a great guy on and off the basketball court. He had so many iconic moments on the court, and some to mention are his 81-point game, absolutely incredible, or just any of his playoff performances. But my favorite moment from Kobe Bryant is his last basketball game. It was in, I think, April of 2016. I was on a choir trip to New York City, and I told my mom, hey, we have to get back to the hotel and watch Kobe's last game. And I'm so happy that me and my family got to watch that because he put up 60 points in his final career game, and it was my favorite retirement game out of any player ever. So not only on the court, but off the court, he was such an amazing dad to his daughters. He was just so inspirational, just with life lessons, or in the game of basketball. He was truly inspirational, and he was such a great supporter of the Los Angeles community during and after his time of playing basketball. So watching Kobe Bryant playing basketball growing up was such an amazing thing, and I'm sure others can say that too. And his work ethic was incredible. He was always the first one in the gym and always the last one out. He is the hardest working NBA basketball player that I have ever seen. There was a time during an Olympic practice where Kobe was complaining to Coach K that he wasn't getting enough jumpers from the 3-point line. So Coach K said, okay, well, stay in here and shoot for a little bit and practice your open 3-point shot. So what did Kobe do? He stayed there and shot 1,000 3-pointers. So it just shows you how much time and effort and determination Kobe put into the game of basketball. And we all miss Kobe, and his legacy will live on forever. That is number 9, Kobe Bryant. So, moving on to number 8 on my list, I'm giving it to Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt is a 13-time All-Star. He has won an NBA championship twice and won one Finals MVP. He has won Rookie of the Year, and he has won the MVP award 4 times. And probably his biggest accolade in his career is scoring 100 points in a single game, the most by any player in NBA history. Watching Wilt play basketball is such an amazing thing, just watching his film. And like other tall centers, he's everywhere on the court, and he can just do it all. He can put numbers on the stat line like nobody else can. So congratulations, Wilt Chamberlain, on being number 8. Moving on to number 7, I am going to give it to the great Bill Russell. Bill Russell played basketball in the 60s, and in this time, there were not as many NBA teams, so competing for a championship still very difficult because it is professional basketball. But I don't think it's as difficult as today because there's not as many teams. But besides the fact, Bill Russell has the most championships of all time. With the Boston Celtics, he has won 11 NBA championships. Yes, he has won 11 of their 17 championships, which is tied with the Los Angeles Lakers with 17, who just won the NBA Finals in 2020. So throughout Bill's career, he averaged 15 points a game. He was a 12-time All-Star. He won the MVP award 5 times, and he even had the Finals MVP award named after him. And he is also known as, and I completely agree with this, that he is the greatest team player ever. And he's also one of the most loyal teammates ever, as he stayed with Boston his entire career. Bill was known for his basketball IQ and his determination to win. He had very intense defense while playing man-to-man, and he was also known for blocking shots and grabbing a lot of rebounds, defensive and offensive. He is one of the best defensive centers of all time. And to show his basketball IQ, he blocked a shot in a way to where one of his teammates would grab the loose ball so that the other team doesn't get it and try to put it back into the basket, and so that it creates fast break points. So overall, Bill was a great basketball player. His basketball IQ was outstanding. And so just congratulations to Bill Russell on being this spot. So, moving on to number 6 on my all-time list, I'm giving it to Tim Duncan. This is another player that I watched growing up. And throughout Duncan's career, he averaged 19 points a game. He was a 15-time All-Star. He was a 5-time NBA champion, and he won the Finals MVP 3 times. He was an MVP award winner 2 times in his career. He won the 1998 Rookie of the Year award. and he beat LeBron James and company in the NBA Finals twice. And to beat LeBron in possibly his prime, in my opinion, twice is an outstanding accolade. Okay, well, I wouldn't call it an accolade, but an accomplishment. And honestly, Tim Duncan is one of the most underrated players in NBA history. I mean, Tim Duncan is the reason why he has won 5 NBA championships. And yes, he had players like Kawhi Leonard, who is amazing, and Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili. Those teammates helped him out greatly, no doubt. They're all future Hall of Famers. But Tim Duncan's the reason why the Spurs have 5 championships under his belt. And of course, there's the great coaching staff of the San Antonio Spurs with the head coach as Greg Popovich, one of the greatest coaches of all time. And watching Tim play basketball was amazing. He was never really the tallest guy out there on the floor, but he sure played like it. He played like the biggest center out there. He was just so strong underneath the basket. And again, like a lot of these big guys, he can do it all. And like Bill Russell, he is one of the most loyal players in the NBA because he played 19 seasons with the San Antonio Spurs. So, congratulations, Tim Duncan, on being number 6 on my list. So, coming in at number 5, I'm going to be giving it to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Yes, Kareem. He averaged about 25 points a game. He won 6 NBA championships, most of those with Magic Johnson. He was a 19-time All-Star. He won Rookie of the Year, and he was a 6-time MVP. And for him to put up big numbers while playing alongside the great Magic Johnson, it's incredible what he could do on the basketball court. So, congratulations, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Now, moving on to number 4 on my list, Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson is one of the best point guards that the NBA has ever seen. He averaged about 20 points a game in his career. He was a 5-time NBA championship, and he won 3 finals MVPs out of those 5. He won a gold medal with the 1992 Dream Team alongside Larry Bird and Michael Jordan. And he was also an 11-time All-Star. And the way that Magic Johnson played on the basketball court is just something that we'll never see again, at least not for now. And as a Laker, he had just fantastic years there in Los Angeles. And a lot of his championship rings went up against the great Larry Bird, who is one of the toughest players to go up against. So for him to be able to go in and win some championships against Larry Bird, it's pretty impressive what he can do. And if anyone out there plays NBA 2K, you know that Magic Johnson is one of the best players to use. He is just so good at that game. So, congratulations, Magic Johnson, on being number 4. So, we are in the top 3 of the greatest players of all time. So, number 3, I'm going to be giving it to the Indiana native, Larry Bird. Larry Legend Bird was born right here in Indiana, in French Lick, and he played college basketball at Indiana State University, and he went on to the NBA to play his entire career with the Boston Celtics. Larry is one of my favorite players just to watch play. Watching this film is amazing. You could see how much energy that he put out on the court, and it showed in his entire career. He averaged about 24 points per game. He was the 1980 Rookie of the Year, and he won 3 MVP awards. All 3 of those were in a row. He was a 3-time NBA champion. 2 of those times he was the MVP. He is a 12-time All-Star, and he has won 1 gold medal in the Olympics again with Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan. And he is the first person ever to record a 50-40-90 season. For those of you that do not know what that is, in one season, he recorded 50% field goal percentage, 40% from three-point, and 90% from free throw. And there's not many people that have done this in the NBA. And he has not only done this once, he has done this twice. That's how much work he put into the game of basketball. And like I said about Magic Johnson, Larry Bird and Magic went up against each other in multiple finals, and there's a 30 for 30 on ESPN that they've done over those finals against Magic and Larry. And something I love about Larry Bird, and it's hilarious, is his trash talking on the court. He is possibly the best trash talker in NBA history. For some examples, there's a year where Larry Bird stepped up to the free throw line and the rookie Reggie Miller started talking trash to him, trying to get in his head and just saying that he's not going to make it. Larry Bird said, "I'm the best free throw shooter in the entire league." In the league. Do you understand that? And then he made the free throw. Larry Bird and the rest of the Celtics were laughing. The poor Reggie Miller just did not understand who Larry Legend was. When Larry would go to opponents' arenas, he would ask players and coaching staff what the scoring record was in that arena so that he can go and beat it that night. One year during the All-Star weekend, he was a part of the three-point contest, and he showed up to the locker room and he asked, "So who's coming in second?" Later on, he played that three-point contest in his warm-up suit and won. He even told a defender one time the exact play that he was going to do, and that he was going to shoot it in his eye. And what did he do? He ran the play and shot it in his eye, and he told the player, "I didn't mean to leave 2 seconds on the clock. Sorry." Somebody even dared him to play left-handed for an entire game. And what did he do? He played left-handed for the entire game and scored 47 points and won the basketball game. So overall, I love the way Larry Bird played basketball. He had a great work ethic, and I loved his trash talking. So congratulations to the Indiana born and raised Larry Bird. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we are down to our final 2 greatest players of all time. And I think we all know who the final 2 are, but which one is going to come up on top? So number 2, I am giving it to LeBron James. LeBron James is the most current player that is playing basketball on my entire list, and he is the second greatest player of all time. He, right now, is averaging 27 points a game in his entire career. He's made half of his shots just about. He is a 4-time NBA champion. He just won his 4th championship with the Los Angeles Lakers. And in all 4 of these NBA championships, he has won the Finals MVP 4 times. He is a 4-time regular season MVP. He is a 16-time All-Star, a 16-time All-NBA player. He won the 2003-2004 Rookie of the Year, and he has won 2 gold medals in the Olympics. Now, growing up, I've watched 3 of these players on my list play basketball, but none of them plays basketball like LeBron James. He is in his 18th season. He is 36 years old, and he is absolutely killing it. Ever since he came into the league, when he stepped onto the court, you know that he is going to show up, and he's going to give every ounce of energy that he has onto the court to win the game. And if you're not on that same level as him, he is going to blow you out of the water. His game gets better every single year, and it's no telling how much longer he'll play in the NBA. His son, I think, is a sophomore in high school, and he might wait for his son to get to the NBA so he can play with or against him. So we will still have LeBron James for a while, hopefully. And one of my favorite moments from LeBron James was in 2016 in the NBA Finals with the Cavaliers. LeBron James and company were going up against the Warriors, and they just put up a new NBA record of regular season wins. 73 wins and 9 losses. Now, you'd think that it'd be impossible to beat this team based on their skill. They had people like Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. They did not have Kevin Durant yet, not for another season. And the Cavaliers had LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, J.R. Smith. So there were some good squads in this NBA Finals. And after some games, the Warriors went up 3-1 in the series. So they just needed one more game to win the NBA Finals. And all seemed lost for LeBron James and the Cavaliers, being down 3-1. No team has came back in the NBA Finals from that kind of deficit. But ladies and gentlemen, the Cavaliers came back and won that series 4-3 because of LeBron James. To me, it is the greatest moment in sports history. Beating a team with 73 wins, being down 3-1 in the series when no team has ever came back and won. And they did just that. If LeBron James wants to win a regular basketball game or a playoff series, he will win no matter what. He has a winning heart. He didn't come to this league to lose, only win. Which is why he is the second greatest basketball player of all time. And now it is time for my number 1 spot. You've probably guessed it already. The number 1 player of all time is Michael Jordan. Many can argue that LeBron James is the greatest of all time, but in my book, it is the great Michael Jordan. MJ averaged in his career about 30 points per game, shooting almost 50%. And he was a 14-time NBA All-Star. He won 5 NBA MVPs. He won 6 NBA championships, going 6-0 in the finals. He is a 6-time NBA Finals MVP. He won the 1985 Rookie of the Year award, and he is a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Probably one of my favorite moments from Michael Jordan was in 1997 when Michael Jordan did not receive the MVP award. It was given to Karl Malone from the Utah Jazz. And Michael Jordan was not very happy about it. And I know it kind of seems a little selfish, but statistically, Michael Jordan should have won that. And he's not saying that Karl Malone isn't worthy of having that award, but stats show that Michael should have won. And what did Michael do? He took it personally. And he showed that on the floor in the 1997 NBA Finals, the Chicago Bulls versus the Utah Jazz. He showed the league that he should have won that MVP award by winning that series 4-2, and that was Michael's 5th championship. This shows, just like LeBron James, that Michael Jordan was here to win. And that team had the big three: Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman. And it's great what they all did together, winning 6 NBA championships. So congratulations to Michael Jordan for being the greatest player of all time. So for everyone listening out there, thank you so much for tuning in and listening, and I hope you all enjoyed this content. I'll see you all next time on Finger Wag Sports Talk.